Well, I don't mind pineapple on pizza, if I'm honest. I think anything that get you 5 a day in. It's going very well. He seems a very happy, easygoing, cheeky, fun-loving 10-year-old. So, yeah, I think it's going well. I think I keep my mental strength. I have just a way of looking back at what's gone on, and I just look at how far we've come, all of us together. And I think the strength comes from that journey, if you will, the 7 years of going through the quadruple amputations and everything associated with that to where we are now. So I always go back to that point and think it will never be that bad again, and you know, the only way now is up, and I always maintain that level of thought. No, I couldn't grow a beard before I fell ill, and I can't grow a beard now. All I get is like this wispy, horrible stubble, and it just looks like I'm 15. It's not a good look. But then again, trying to shave is also a bit tricky. Trying to get the razors in all sorts of positions around your face and your chin without cutting yourself to ribbons. Yeah, so learning to shave was a very, very tentative thing, which I think I've just about got it now, but it's taken a long time to be able to shave that stubble off. I don't think I do realise how strong I am. I still believe that I'm only as strong as the people I'm surrounded by. You know, I get motivation, strength, whatever it may be, from Lucy, Sam, my family, my friends, and lots of other people. 100%. Very happy. Pre-lockdown, a typical day would be rushing to get out of bed, get changed. Then it would be a car journey somewhere to London, probably for research with universities, Zoom calls, lots of chats with potential clients, some interior design work. There is no real typical day, so to speak. Obviously with COVID and with the lockdown, it's been Zoom call after Zoom call after Zoom call. But hopefully now we're coming out of that, then it'll be back on the road and starting to reintegrate with the public and be social and yeah, just try and drive some change. My favourite beer is Guinness. I love it, but I loved it a bit too much before I fell ill, to the point that I was probably drinking about a barrel a week, which is ridiculous. And I don't drink so much of it now. I kind of moved on to wine since then, but yeah, if it's a beer thing, it's definitely Guinness. Predominantly, my motivation comes from Lucy and Sam. Right at the beginning, Chris Martin of Coldplay emailed me and said, you know, you've got to read this book. There'll be something in it that really, you know, resonates. And it was Man's Search for Meaning. And the quote that I found in the book that resonated with me the most was, once you work out the why, you'll endure anyhow. And I knew then that my why was Lucy and Sam, and the how was quadruple amputation. So I would never look back from them. I think the biggest obstacle was how I was going to reinvent my relationship with my son. How was I going to be a dad who didn't have arms, didn't have legs? You know, how was I going to be of any use, any purpose? And I think how I overcame that was just effort, basically. Just putting in the time, just trying to be as present as I could be, trying to be as involved as I could be, whether it was trying to build Lego with a prosthetic that I couldn't use very well, whether it was trying to learn how to skateboard, which I'm not very good at, Trying to figure out how I was going to teach him to ride a bike, which we managed in the end, but it was pretty difficult. It was just a lot of trial and error. Well, I don't mind pineapple on pizza, if I'm honest. I think anything that get you 5 a day in. But in my mind, pineapple should really be baked in an oven, covered in a bottle of rum with some vanilla seeds stuffed in it. That's the best place for pineapple. So before I fell ill, I wasn't a kayaker, I wasn't a skydiver, I didn't do anything adventurous whatsoever. The only sport I loved was golf. Loved it. And I still do. The problem I have is obviously that I'm missing legs and arms, which for playing golf is pretty bad. But we are working with a university in England and they're going to build me a custom-made golf suit. And what we think we're going to do is we're going to stitch prosthesis into a cycling jacket, and then we're going to design attachments that are attached to a golf club. And then I'm going to stand on the back of my off-road wheelchair and I'm going to be able to sort of arch my body over into a golfing position. And I used to play right-handed, but because I've only got one elbow joint, I'm going to now teach myself to play golf left-handed. So that is like the ultimate for me, to be able to go to a driving range with my little boy and hit shots together would just be awesome. Sort of after the documentary was made, we still weren't really too sure about how life was going to map out. And I think, luckily for us, it's got better and better year on year. But yeah, it's been pretty difficult to maintain it. And it's just, it's a lot of effort. It's the effort that we enjoy. It's been an evolution, I suppose, over the last 5 years, to the point now that it's utterly brilliant. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think I'm brave. It's not bravery being in hospital and being operated on and everything like that. That's just survival. You fight for the others in your life. And I guess the bravery towards the end of that was leaving hospital and going into a community and learning to live a life again. But awesome support is the answer. Lucy, Sam, I can't reiterate it enough just how important those guys are in my life. So if I am brave at all, it's because of them. It's a bit of both, really. Most of the time, if I dream, I've got limbs. But then what happens is I'll tend to wake up because that gives me phantom limb pain. So all of a sudden I'll be having a great dream, but when I wake up, I can feel my fingers, feel my toes. I have a sensation that I can feel my legs, my arms. It's the weirdest thing. Phantom limb pain is the weirdest thing, but it is also incredibly painful. I've woken up dreaming and tried to scratch my big toe of my right leg. So I've got up, I've sat up in bed and I've reached over to try and scratch my big toe, and then give myself a telling off thinking, well, I haven't got a big toe. And then I tell myself off again because I haven't got a hand to scratch it with. But your mind is just playing tricks with you. So yeah, the dreaming thing is very, very weird. Mongolia, becoming the first quadruple amputee to hand cycle just on solar energy around 600k of the Gobi Desert. I'd like to be able to play golf again. I'd like to learn to drive. That'd be quite cool. I want to learn to ski because my best mate is an avid skier and I'd love to be able to go skiing with him. That'd just be awesome. I want to row across the Atlantic. I want to raise £2.5 million for a hospital in Southampton for a new MRI scanner. which will involve crossing the south of England on a variety of different modes of disability transport, as we want to highlight what's available to people like me, what you can play with. I'd like to do some hand cycling in the Arctic with a version of the Ethiopian hand cycle, which I think would just be phenomenal. Other than that, just being with Lucy and Sam, making sure they're okay, seeing and watching them flourish, and just living a really cool life would be the best 5 years. Everyone that is involved in my life and has been involved in my life in the last 7 years, they motivate me. And it may not be all at once, but depending on what I'm doing, it could be my plastic surgeon. It certainly is Lucy and Sam. They motivate me every day. Lucy usually by shouting at me, Sam being a bit more supportive. The messages that I receive on social media, every day I start buoyant and happy and wanting to go out and just be the best version of myself and enjoy what I do. And I do. I love what I do. And at the end of each day, I can't wait to get to the next day and do it all over again.